Hello, I'm Jan Mulvey and you're watching the Redmen TV.
Hello, welcome to the Redmen TV. It's the Uncensored match build-up show ahead of the 224th Merseyside Derby. Apparently, someone else did the research on that one. Yeah, can't be too careful. We're joined by the lads from Toffee TV. We've got Barry, we've got Ped in as well. Basically because it was really good last time, and because Everton are not above us in the table. So it's a lot easier to have these kind of crossovers, certainly from our side. These guys were a little bit harder to convince this time now, but you know, but they're here. Chris, first and foremost, obviously, Liverpool top of the form table. We are going into this game, you know, in relatively high spirits, unless, of course. Well, let's just not discuss the FA Cup because we don't know how that's going.
Win, draw or loss.
The win, draw or loss against their Bolton's affected them. I mean, how confident are you feeling going into this game?
Never confident going into an Everton game, but I would just like to point out as well, we are joint top of the European form table with the top 5 leagues as well, joint top with Lyon. That's pretty good ahead of the likes of Barcelona and Real Madrid as well.
Anyone know where Lyon are in the French
I don't know, but they have won their last, they won 5 and drawn 1.
They're in the top 3, aren't they?
Yeah, they've scored 15 and conceded no goals in the last 6 games.
What?
That's pretty impressive, isn't it?
Excellent. Is it?
It's completely
irrelevant
knowledge.
I was going to say, we haven't got Leon as well. Starting to get a bit concerned there.
Yeah. Obviously, boys, on the flip side, Ped, you know, 1 win in 6 for Everton, but coming in after that last win, things aren't quite going to. I mean, not quite going to plan. Probably putting it a little bit like.
We don't say 1 win in 6. We say undefeated since New Year's Day. That's what we say.
And I'll say that was your first win, wasn't it? The New Year against Palace, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't been beaten since New Year's Day, Chris. I've just said we haven't been beaten since New Year's Day.
It's 1 win and 1. But it's only 1 win.
1 win and 1. 1 win and 1. That's the way to look.
No, it is.
It's our first win in 2 months.
Yeah, they're going into a game. They're going into the game on the back of a win. Come on, come on.
Building momentum. We've been there.
We've been there.
I honestly was hoping it'd be this week. I honestly thought, because you were flying and we didn't fancy it last week, thinking it's going to be the derby, it's going to be the game, and everyone expects us to get hammered 4-0, we're going to win.
Yeah.
We won, so now I've got no
idea.
That theory's gone out the window.
But it's right though. I mean, in some respects, you know, both sides have had a similar season to a point, and if much more in the way of disappointments. You know, last season was so good for both teams. We both had very, very high expectations going to this year. I mean, Barry, for you, was that, you know, with the gift of half a season's worth of hindsight, was it a bit naive of us both to think that we'd be able to continue that form into this year, or is it mismanagement or poor transfers or
yes,
all of that?
Yeah. all of the above.
All of the above, probably injured. I think for Liverpool, looking on the outside, obviously the Suarez effect, you know, you can talk about his goals and everything else, but I think the assists and the general nuisance value that he brings to the, you know, all the occupied defenders and everything else, with that free Liverpool up. I think the other side of it, looking from the outside, they've done a bit of a Spurs Liverpool, didn't they, and just kind of...
Not until we sacked the manager.
Yeah. So
I just mean in terms of bringing in probably that many players, it's always difficult to try and find places for them and integrate them and all that. So I always felt Liverpool would be challenging for the top 4, but I didn't see I just didn't see the natural thing was they'd be going for the title, whereas a few of my mates thought they would be.
But I mean, the way we sort of looked at, because there was loads of calls, and I think mainly from cranks, to be fair, with hindsight, for like Rodgers' head and all that, you know, mainly on TalkSport, you know, from randoms, like, but, you know, similar things starting to happen with Martinez now. You know, both sides have stuck with the managers through a tricky period. You know, hopefully, you know, both sides starting to come out the other side of it. But for you, good call to stick by him. At least.
We were never going to sack Roberto Martinez. He's got 4 years left on a contract. Bill was probably sitting in a room rocking, thinking about that contract more than anything else. We were never going to. We're not a club who does things like that. We stuck with David Moyes for 11 years, and there was some tough times under him, you know, no matter what anyone thinks. So that was never going to happen. I think the difference between the two clubs is you turn the corner just before Christmas. So you got that spell over Christmas where you were winning games back to back to back. Well, we lost all them games.
Yeah.
So it's very quickly it goes from being just, you know, a problem to serious, you know, that, and you go into the transfer window, and that, I think that's that's what caught us up. And listen, we've been saying all season how terrible we've been and how the pre-season was, it was
Well,
awful.
he's taking much stick for that.
For saying it.
Yeah.
We did it in the summer. We took loads of
we did
stick.
in
People
August.
going, you don't know what you're talking about, blah, 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 Martin. We were like...
It was negative. What it was you too negative.
Yeah.
He might have been saying, you don't know what you're talking about. I always know what I'm talking about. He was saying we were too negative. I think the thing, if you look back at it, coming into mid-December, the two sides were quite close together. In fact, I think Everton were there or thereabouts. It was a couple of points or whatever. And Ped's right, we went to Southampton on the 23rd of December, got hammered, and just continued to lose. And Liverpool started grinding and resulting got a late win against Stoke at home, and that kind of kicked Liverpool going.
The last one we lost in the Premier League, we were unbeaten in 7, so it was United, the 3-0.
Yeah.
But he played well there, though, didn't he?
I think I think the difference was is that your problems were the same as us, the goalkeeper and the defence. And Brendan Rodgers got that sorted out quite early. He realised that, and we all knew what our problems was. It was the defence and again the goalkeeper. But Roberto Martinez kept on setting his team up to go and beat teams. You're like, what are you doing? And we've only just clicked in the last few weeks that actually, no, get the back four. Luckily enough, Tim Howard's leg fell off, which has been an absolute blessing. That has been a massive blessing. And I love the fella, but I hope his leg stays off.
Yeah.
And then he moves away, very, very far away. And, I mean, I know that'll be terrifying for all the local tattoo artists, but I'm sorry, your day in the sun's gone, boys. You're just going to have to get on with, just normal people getting normal tattoos on the backs and stuff. But
I think the other, just to put a little bit of seriousness back into it.
Why would we do that?
Leg and tattoos. I think from our point of view, looking at it, the media like to say, oh, it's it's the second season and all that, and it probably is a little bit of that. But for us as well, is we've had ridiculous amounts of injuries, and we just can't cope with it. We've had for what people would consider Everton's first 11, every one of the 11 has missed games, which is incredible. And when you lose your back four, or your two centre halves, and you're replaced with Antonio Banderas comes in as centre half, and this Dan who's about 135 now, and they're giving goals away.
135 you signing now?
133 was. Yeah. But it's one of
but he's still having milk round then.
To be fair,
the milkman's dead old. It's been dead old since he joined the club.
Now, do you know what though? To be fair to him, he's been a brilliant signing for us. For £5 million, we sold Lescott and we bought him. But as you've seen with other players in the past, they get to a stage and it just goes, doesn't it? And in the Premier League, that's it. In the Premier League,
Bill Neville.
Strike is a lightning, and if your centre half legs are going on, it's causing a problem.
Yeah, no, absolutely, fully agree. I mean, that's the thing. I think he's mentioned this down in the past. Like I say, I've rated him decently highly to a point, but you must have been presumably then a bit disappointed that he didn't get the move in the deadline day.
Disappointed is not the word. Honestly, I don't know. He's past it now, and I just think knowing a player's past it, you don't want them hanging around. You just want them gone. But I think we tried to do a deal possibly with Winston Reid. It didn't seem to happen, for one reason or another. Maybe this time wanted 18 months and only got 6 months, whatever. But you just not. We've seen with Eto, we've seen already. Eto's been what? He's been at Sampdoria a week and he's already causing all kinds of problems, and that's what we were sort of hearing about Eto on the slide. So this time, for God's sake, he goes to the Glad Street and tries to have fights with fans and all kinds. He's nuts.
Not Eto.
Yeah. But to be fair, the last time we had an agent centre half who had an issue with fans. Threw a £1 coin into the crowd.
But he's got more of it
now.
But the worst thing about that is though, I do go along with what Baz has just said. This sounds been great, and the last thing I hate is when you've got a player, and as you say, a player who's been there too long, and you end up going off on bad terms. Yeah. And I hate that, because you know what, Phil Neville, right, and I'm mentioning it, but he was great for us, but he stayed a year too long, and he stayed a year too long, and people always remember that year now being terrible.
Yeah.
David Weir was another one. He was great, you know what I mean? He was absolutely fantastic, but he stayed too long, and they end up being villains instead of being heroes, and I hate that in football. That's one of the worst things in football.
Yeah, but to be fair, look, we're seeing it with Steven Gerrard, aren't we? And that's why we're I think hoping that he's used in the right way between now and the end of the season. I mean, this is a good example though, Chris. Steven Gerrard, for me, he's got to try and I don't know, put that last coat of polish on his career because of the devastation at the end of last season. You got the derby at the weekend. He's a man who does well in derbies, doesn't he?
Oh, he'll score 4. That's it.
But it's but you, I think we were talking
I don't think he should start. I think we should be planning for the future now, and you know I'll get a lot of heat for that. But the fact is, I think Lallana and Coutinho behind Sterling, if Sturridge isn't ready to play, is for me what I would go with. Now I know that Gerrard's been brilliant in derbies over the years and stuff. But it's time to move on. There's no future in it, so I don't understand the point in persisting with it. I don't think what he'll give us between now and the end of the season is any more than what these other players can do.
I said,
with their hands with glee.
I said when we were on in September about Gerrard, when we were talking about that his time had come to, you know, to maybe become a little bit of a 20-minute man, 25-minute man, you know, and Liverpool have kind of moved towards that, haven't they, as the season's gone on. But look, if it was me, I'd be playing him because he scores all the time against us. He even done it.
Yeah, he did.
Hardly touched the ball and scored, didn't he? So he's definitely.
You'll still get the idiots who'll give him grief, and you're like, "What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you
Say
doing?"
nothing to him, clap
Say
him.
nothing to him. Just politely applaud him and wish him
well.
Wish him well in his trip abroad.
It's lovely for him to finish with a derby goal.
You mean you're not going to take that picture of him in his Everton kits? Again, like
I've got one of them in the car.
Just
I'll keep it with
we've
me.
all got one of them.
Just t-shirts and hoodies and flags and everything.
Someone has made a t-shirt of it.
Will you tweet him actually when he goes? Because I've noticed today you just tweeted Carragher, didn't you?
Tweet him. I responded to Jamie, yeah, because he was giving one of your ex-players, Michael Owen, a bit of stick about forgetting his roots, Michael Owen's roots. But he mentioned Man United, didn't mention Everton, which were obviously Michael Owen's roots, same as Jamie's. So Jamie, if you're watching,
Long sleeve
you know what?
shirt.
Hang on, let me just have this while we're on here. I tweeted something about Daniel Sturridge 2 years ago, right, when he was at Chelsea and Liverpool were after him, saying he's overrated, he's greedy and all that. So I've had about 500, Gary Lineker quite kindly favoured it this week, so I've had 500 Liverpool fans going, that worked out well. It was 2 years ago, and I'll just go on record on here saying he's been marvellous for Liverpool, so stop tweeting, he's been absolutely sensational. I've said it about 100 times.
Well, listen, will you do me a favour then? Will you go and tell all the Everton fans to stop retweeting my Mario Balotelli reaction video?
Oh, you love it. Listen to you.
Your favourite, stop it.
Oh, I wish they would all stop retweeting me. Yeah, listen to you.
You don't see, I've seen so many vines of you, it's been unbelievable.
Yeah.
The dancing one's the best.
Dancing one is
the best.
amazing. The one, the rap one the other day.
I've seen that one, that was
was
quite good as
amazing.
well.
Yeah, and if
Very good.
So
the
keep
day when
doing
he's able,
it.
the day when
He
he's
loves
able
it.
to monetize vines is the day that he's not asked about being famous. Like,
If you're asking for the retweets then.
No, we got 1.5 million for one of the Beast playing against yous.
Not quid.
If only
Not
could
bad.
monetize vines.
Yeah.
If only.
yeah, the beast.
The beast.
What a man. What a man. He's not as good at FIFA as Chris is, though, as we discovered
Beats
on
him on
Monday.
FIFA on
Did you?
Monday, yeah. He was playing Wimbledon, but I'm still taking it.
Yeah, absolutely.
A win's a win.
A win.
Just I wouldn't. He
You
didn't
should have
celebrate
seen the
it.
miss with himself as well. He hit it over the bar from 6 yards with himself.
Yeah.
He was fuming.
Yeah. So,
What did he do?
sounds
Yeah,
weird,
sure,
that, doesn't
that was it. Don't celebrate.
No chance.
Sorry, Paul.
Are you sorry? Do you want to carry on with the show?
Chris just likes to get that in. If you want to watch that, where's it available?
YouTube.
The World Wide Web.
It's on the internet.
It's internet.
Yes, yeah. Go and browse on the World Wide Web. Anyway, you signed someone, Alan Lennon. Does he go in? Does he go straight in?
No. Get a bleeding smile off him first, and then we'll get.
So McGeady still to start up there on the
God,
right.
no,
then?
don't say that. He's not even worse.
Yeah, he goes straight in.
He goes straight. He goes straight
Without
into
a
the
shadow
ring.
of a doubt.
What's happened to Atu?
He's in Africa.
In Africa, scoring well, these.
Oh, is he? I thought he's gone to solve the Ebola crisis. Sorry, I thought he'd been donating his time. I didn't actually realise he was still a footballer.
He scored a well at the weekend.
Well, because he's a man, because we were talking about this on deadline day about signing and still got talent, still got his pace, which means he's going to cause people problems. But I actually looking at you.
He's only 27, Paul.
Apparently so. I don't believe that for a single second. But have you struggled? I mean, to maybe fill that position with Delafeu not being available. I mean, I know he wasn't a world beater, was he? And he wasn't playing every week or whatever. But Christian Atsu not been enough to fill in for what he brought.
He hasn't. It's not even about filling in. How many games has Christian Atsu started? He's hardly been on the pitch at all. He's just not been trusted. To be honest, the player that we're missing, I say this all the time, is Pienaar.
Yeah.
Massively missing Pienaar. he's got injury after injury. Looks like he's been bombed out now as well. And but Delafeu give us like give us that little bit of difference. You know, you want someone to just come on and inject a little bit of pace and just do something. And
Peterman as well. That's the thing.
That would be a start for an Everton player.
I think the difference between last year and this year is we still tried to pass it around. Unfortunately, it's gone to 500 passes in our own half now. Yeah. But where last year we were able to do it and then give it to someone like Delafeu who's pacing the final third that caused problems.
Well, actually noticed that he's someone he's started to make a few changes. If he's gone a bit more direct, because I've not watched a great deal of this season, but I did watch a game the other week and it did seem a bit more like, and that's what we've done as well, to be fair. We've stopped dicking about with it quite as much at the back and go, if you can make that direct pass, what's the point of having Lukaku if you can't go long to him sometimes?
It's not direct as in, you know, traditional direct where you're looking to play off Lukaku. It's more you're looking to get Lukaku in early, and so as you're like, rather than go centre back, it's just going right through.
Centre back, left back, right back, goalkeeper. It's just getting to him earlier, which is again what we did loads of that last season. To be honest, we did loads of that. We just got the ball earlier into players. And rather him being surrounded by 4 or 5 men, get it to him early, then he's only got the centre back to beat most of the time. So we're doing that a little bit more, but we're protecting the back a bit more in the recent games, and got John Stones back and got an actual goalkeeper in goal, which helps as well.
With 2 legs.
With 2 legs and no tattoos to weigh him down. But maybe he's got ink poisoning. Maybe that's what's been wrong with him. I'm not sure.
I think the thing with the direct thing is just trying to get Lukaku 1v1 because obviously he's fast and he's. I say touch is good.
Well, in the last game,
definitely not
Lukaku went on to Moreno quite a lot, didn't he? We were playing 4 at the back at the time. Do you reckon that'll be a tactic?
We were talking about this.
Yeah.
See, what for Saturday, I would be tempted to play Everton with a flat 3 for us and have Bezic, McCarthy, because he's fit again, and Barry, and then have Lukaku on Moreno, Naismith, and then Morales on the other side. So that just blows me Lennon straight in out the window. That I said 5 minutes. But I said that before Lennon came in. But I think the problem for me with Liverpool will be, because you are quite quick in that final third, if we're giving the ball away and we haven't got legs in that middle of the park, he could just cut us apart, you know what I mean? So that's why he played those 3 at Anfield, if you remember rightly, and he coped okay that day, and he may just use that because he does like to go. That worked when we played them last time, because he tried it again with Arsenal this year with Lukaku on the full back.
It was a bit cocky at Anfield though. We played Tony Hibbert, you know.
Tony Hibbert done the job, didn't he?
Plastered
on the job, unbelievable. Well, he did. Yeah. He done all right.
We were singing Tony Hibbert. Yes.
I was laughing. I'm surprised.
No, I think he'll probably look to do that again. Maybe play Naismith as the central player and move.
The thing now is that we've got Sacco pretty much playing in that area because Moreno's a bit further up, and I think that's a matchup that I actually favour. Whereas the Moreno did really well against Lukaku. I was really surprised. He was probably just jamming his hips into Lukaku's knee or something anyway. But I know I fancy Sacco against Lukaku.
Yeah, I mean,
has he been playing left back, has he?
Well, left back.
Oh, you've gone to the 3.
Yeah, so I'd be interested to see that, because Lukaku one for me, I'm not sure he's kicked on this season enough. He's had injury problems as well, hasn't he?
I wouldn't say that. I'd just say that he just don't play to his strengths. All the typical goals he scored last season, he's just not getting those kind of opportunities this season. And that's because a lot of the goals, you need someone down the wing, like we're saying, to get in front of them and make pull it back.
So makes sense.
It does make perfect sense.
Because he can't cross the ball.
Well, from that respect, I mean, you know, fair enough, but we just haven't played.
I know.
We just haven't played.
He's going to cross the ball for a card.
Yeah, you just keep saying he can't cross the ball.
No, I think the thing is, it makes sense because we haven't got anyone like that, and you need an outlet, and whether or not he puts a good ball in or he doesn't, he's going to cause Liverpool problems in terms of you've got to watch out quickly.
I got Alan Lennon for me. He's the exact kind of player Liverpool actually don't need at all at the minute. But in years gone by, still be picking Aaron Lennon up on the cheap on a transfer deadline in January. I think he could do far worse.
And he's got 4 months to prove himself, because he's not got a future at Spurs. And let's be honest, if he doesn't do well at Everton, I mean, what then he's got to go to Stoke, and nobody wants to go to
He's going to end
Stoke.
up at Newcastle,
Yeah.
isn't he? He's going to be Newcastle.
It's the new Real Fox.
And then he's the
I loved Rule Fox.
Fox was terrific. He'll be in Qatar only before long. I'll let him.
I don't know, you know, I mean, a big attraction to coming to Everton is that the city centre's got 2 Nando's. I mean, you know, where would a footballer find that elsewhere?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? So, I mean, that's a big plus point.
Absolutely.
Why didn't we tell Sanchez that at the beginning of the season?
Because he's not English, so he wouldn't appreciate it.
Yeah. Should have told him about the lobster pot. That would have been
Unfortunately, he'd be out for 3 months with the shit, but you know, that's another story.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
It's their show.
Yeah. Chris, have we recovered from being Jagielka?
I think the team have, but I haven't.
No.
Not a chance.
That fucking goal, man.
I
was like,
goal.
yeah, well, yeah.
I watched it back today actually, just to sort of torture myself a little bit more. Like, and I still can't believe
I was
he
far
did it.
too happy
I
today.
still cannot believe that he
It's
scored
funny
that
because
goal.
like he wears like Predator boots, and he was making a big thing the other day. You know, I've got my new boots. And thinking, when has a centre half ever needed Predator boots? That goal.
Bang.
That goal.
Yeah, because
I love the fella in the copy who knew it was in.
Yeah, Nostradamus.
It came out and he went,
What are
you haven't watched Jagielka, mate, because don't be worried when that drops. And he,
I like the fact that
what he should have done was, told you. So as you just turned around, told you. Told you, when I went like that, you all should have known.
I love it. That's how much they enjoyed that goal. That he's done facial recognition on all the guys.
I love the fella you
Tweeted them
interviewed
all.
afterwards. He was amazing.
Oh,
He was amazing. The one who said 9 times
99
times out of 1,000.
Owen.
I can assure you, mate, Jagielka doesn't score 901 times out of 1,000. Honestly, he doesn't.
I'd forgotten all about that.
That was a crack. I sat right behind that. That was devastating. That's one of them ones where you see it in slow motion.
Listen,
And he makes-
don't sit there bleating until you've been McAllistered, alright? So, Andy Carroll, Wembley, Gary McAllister was here when he hit that free kick. 99 minutes, if he hadn't come to play 3, it was ridiculous. Paul Gerrard was having a bevy on a post and it bobbled in. It was a ridiculous game of football ever. So when that's happened to you, I'm going to rant now. I've been sat there in a 5-0 at home, surrounded by you all, so pack it in. Neil Lennon's not going to score Saturday, but Alan Lennon in the 95th minute. And we'll come on next week.
If he does.
With a big Lennon shirt like that. Moody pictures and everything.
To be fair though,
The Lennon
Jagielka,
DVD.
I mean, he hasn't had the greatest of seasons apart from that. I mean, the fact that most people wanted him to go in goal instead of Tim Howard, I think that says everything about both of their seasons. But he hasn't had the greatest season. Him and Distan have been rubbish.
Is he playing better with Stones though?
Yeah, because Stones is actually really, really good and tells him what to do. That's the weird thing. You put the two together and it's Stones who's telling him what to do, and you think, oh, Jesus Christ.
The sign of a good player. Henderson's like that for us as well. You see these young players and they come in and they show no fear for it.
I don't even think it's fair. It's just he's just
Knows what he's meant
that
to do.
good and
He
knows
is
what
very
to do. And
Jagielka's that far out of position.
he's
To be fair though, Jagielka and Baines as well, not exactly not been up to. I don't think he's been up to his high standards
No,
as
I
a
don't-
season. But these are a lot of this has got to be a World Cup hangover, I think, as well. I mean, they got hodged in the summer, didn't they? They got to spend a few weeks of that owl-faced twat, and no one comes back a better player after that, do they? So,
And he
Well, Ross
also-
Barkley, he's mullet Ross Barkley.
In fairness to Moyes, like he had them drilled well, and he had last season. He was carried on because
We've said this a lot.
And now Martin,
We've said this a lot. It just took over a season to get fully Martinised and to become relegation fodder and become terrible at the back. And you know he's done his job really well. He's progressed as how he wanted
back
to.
to the dogs of war next.
I think that's the way it's going. I think if James McCarthy plays on Saturday, then it is going to be very much dogs of war.
Excellent.
So where does Barkley fit in now? Because he came out, didn't he, for the Palace win?
Is that what he came out?
He came out.
No,
Oh,
McGeady
it's
came
Joe
in
Mossy.
for Barkley.
Yeah. No, Ross has still got a place there.
Yeah.
It's just that he's just not.
It's just
playing
a
well enough.
luxury. It's a luxury that we just can't afford to have in the team at the moment. Especially as bad as he's been in recent weeks, and that happens. We spoke about this, you know, on our show. This one, we said, you know, people laughed at Brendan Rodgers just generally, but people laughed when he
Say that's
no, people laughed when he sent, you know, Sterling away on holiday. And think, actually, that was a really good piece of management.
Yeah. The problem is Ross Barkley goes to like Southport or something. He goes to the
To be fair, he had to be taken to Qatar, you know, supervised. He had to have his carer with him, and you know that kind of thing. You know, he's only a young lad. You know, he's gone away for a week there, and I think it is right that he's left out the team at the moment. It's just not his time, but it'll come back. It's been one of those seasons for all the players. Like you just said. You go, Baines has a good season, Jagielka has a good season, Coleman has a good season, and as you add them all up, you realise, yes, we've been shite. It's not just one thing. You can't blame one thing.
It has been like the perfect storm this year, whereas everything's gone wrong, basically.
Let's just blame Bill.
Injuries.
Still hasn't found the Arteta money.
It's not that, it's just been distracted by Rita on Corrie. It's clear that he's been distracted by all the going-ons, you know, and never mind what's going on with Lucy Beale. You know, that's just another story.
I idea what he saw.
I was going to say, this is, I'm just...
I recognise these names. Yeah. I can smell it all enough. I understand context, and not necessarily the actual content. Because how do you think Liverpool are going to line up at the weekend then?
I'd put what my side would be. I'd put Chanskett, Sacco, Markovic, wing back with Moreno, Hendo, Lucas, and then I would play Lallana, Coutinho and Sterling up top.
Hendo Lucas sounds like a wrestler from the 70s. To be fair though, doesn't he?
They've been really good together. Like, we've been brilliant since Lucas has come back. He's been the sort of key player for us, and Henderson with his energy next to him has been superb. Like, and you know, I can totally understand if he plays Gerrard. It depends on what he did in the cup, doesn't it? I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. For me, I can't see where Gerrard doesn't play in the last derby game.
Hang on. Europa Cup
Europa League. He'll get you in, and that'll be it.
That'll be amazing.
No, it wouldn't.
There'd be fucking mad.
Unless Jagielka scores me 120.
Merseyside police would just be ripping their hair out.
Oh no! What time's the kick-off of this one?
7:30 on a Sunday morning.
Oh no, Thursdays is Garland's night!
Yeah, well, that's it. We'll be on the continent. A continental kick-off time.
Behind closed doors.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because no one can be trusted, clearly.
Clearly, yeah. Yeah, well, good to see common sense has prevailed on the kick-off time, though, to be fair, just about.
It depends what you mean by common sense, though, isn't it?
Well, they've allowed it, so a relative degree of common sense. I got no problem either way. I don't see why there should be an issue, to be fair, because I don't get it. I understand the logic behind all the early kick-offs, but surely there's far more likely to be trouble between us and the Manx, and possibly using the Manx maybe to a certain extent.
I don't know. I just think that what they're trying to do is make sure that, you know, let's be honest, right? It's not the people who go to the match who's the knobheads. It's the people who go to town who are the knobheads. Yeah. Sorry if you go to town and you're a knobhead. No, but it is though, isn't it? And it's again, it's the match lags as well, isn't it? It's all the birds who go out for the footy, and they do cause chaos. They're the ones who cause the murder.
But that's got to happen no matter what.
No, but I think
it's even worse from an early kick-off though.
Well, I've said this as well. I mean, I've been a taxi driver. I see it all, and if they're out early, they stay out. But at least if it's a late kick-off, people will just go home because they'll just be fed up, or they'll be knackered and go to bed because they've been out.
Yeah, so, that's the thing, is it? You know, extreme results either way, probably to the benefit of it. Because if you've been battered,
you're going home, man.
Wants to be out on a boat.
It's the saying. What did he say? It was that Joe Anderson or the police said, you know, the criminals will have like the cover of darkness, like it's in Gotham City or something. You know what I mean?
And yet we've had like Anfield games at 8 o'clock Tuesday nights and stuff. Yeah. So it's the same, you know. It's the same.
No, but Tuesday nights are only student nights and they're in MEF, so you're not going to kick off hard. Let's be honest.
If there's going to be kick-offs, it's going to kick off no matter what time.
Yeah.
It's apparently it's 5:30.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Yeah, to be honest, I don't mind it. I got no problem with early kick-offs in general anyway, just because at least you can actually,
it's done.
Even if you exactly, it's done.
It's done and dusted.
If you win, you've got all day to celebrate, and if you lose, then you can find some other way.
It's still light to find a tree. You know.
Yeah, you can get home and try and pretend that something else is happening. Like so, score predictions, Ped. What do you reckon?
Do you know? I think it's just going to be a 1-1. I think it's going to be. I think the first 20 minutes are going to be a little bit hyper. I think if we can get through that, I think then it'll calm down. And because for me, it's about, for both teams, the pride second to the points for this game, definitely. You know, you're chasing top four, and we would like to breathe out. Yeah. You know, it's literally we're just waiting to get to that mark where you can just go, you know, relax. So I
to be fair, 3 more points would probably do it for you. I think that put you like, what, 10 above the relegation zone as well.
Yeah, but we want, you know, we do need like 4 or 5 wins to be certain. But, you know, I do think it's about the points this time. You know, I do think it's about the points rather than...
Yeah.
You know, Liverpool beat us, and I'll be more asked about the fact that Crystal Palace will probably have gone above us or something, you know, ridiculous like that. It's the bound to.
What do you reckon? Agree?
I think it'll be 2-2. I think it'll be a draw. Only because nothing tells me anything. Liverpool are flying and we're not flying, so, you know, it could be 7-0 or something. But just think, it's one of those games where I just think both teams would be happy not to get beat. Liverpool's momentum keep going. It'll be that game out the way and he can just carry on. For us, it's trying to keep that little bit of an unbeaten run going. You know what I mean? But that, you know, he's going to say 5-0, but that's...
I'm going to say 4-0.
What a game!
Let me
Let us score last
tell you
time.
why. In the last 5
I
games,
don't
we've
think I
had the
can take
4-0
that.
victory, but we've had 0-0, 1-0, 2-0, and we've had 3-0. So why the fuck not?
I think both defences,
Some money on it.
I'm playing both defences at the moment are trying to be as tight as possible, aren't they? I think you go back to that game 12 months ago and, you know, we won the possession that night and but you scored 4 and it should have been 8 that night, quite clearly. But that was very much a Martinez game and...
Yeah, but that, the 3-all though, the 3-all, I know Joe Allen missed like the most criminal miss ever at 3-1, but
He's
that
still
day,
not forgiven,
Everton could have won about 9-5. That day because Mingele was absolutely magnificent.
But I think though both teams will look at this game and go, we'd love a clean sheet today, and we'll probably play accordingly. But it'll come down to the 2 players, you know, it'll probably come down to Sterling and Lukaku.
Yeah.
Or even Sturridge, if you're being serious. I think we might win it 1-0. I think, you know, it's massively important. Arsenal got Tottenham, haven't they? And they're the 2 teams above us. So if one of them slips up or they get a draw, we need to capitalise on it.
The feeling for me is that, and kind of like it was this time last season, was that we'd said the second half of the season is when it's all got to happen for Liverpool. We're there now. It's got to start happening. It can't be any more like disappointment. It can't be any, oh, if only we this and that. No, look, if Sturridge is back fit and available, you can't. You've got no more excuses. We've got to. I don't know what the score is. I'm not saying we're going to go and beat you 5-0 or anything. That's not going to happen. But if we can get a 1-0 or a 2-0 or something, Liverpool. If we want to finish in the top 4, we've just got to win. We've got to find a way to
That's
win.
all nice and well, but when you're hoping every week that Leicester, Hull, and fucking Burnley get beat, then you see the other side of the coin and you go, actually we do really, really need to win. Otherwise the whole club just disappears.
You just like to freshen this up between, you know, we haven't had this for years, so it's good to have a little taste of it again.
Keep yourself
grounded, you know.
Yeah.
And we're getting above ourselves.
In the week that Everton launched their new season ticket campaign, well done.
You've done
Wow.
it again.
Yeah.
Quarter season tickets on sale.
It's gone quarter to quarter. It's for next season, yeah. Fucking we
Ready.
are chosen. Yeah, we'll make sure you
They've
know.
joined up with JD Sports offering a monthly membership, are they, or something? now?
Probably, yeah.
So
Oh,
there you go. Your Everton season tickets are on sale now. Apparently.
As are your Thomas Cook match packages.
Of course. Okay. Anyway, thanks. Let us know your comments. What do you think score's going to be? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and go and check out the boys. More Toffee TV action. YouTube.com/EFC TV1.
Probably.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Probably.
Branded. Tip top. And of course on Twitter as well. At Toffee TV1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't go to Toffee TV. Honestly, you don't want to
wanna
see
go
what
there.
we've seen.
Keep them on. Keep them on after it.
The one and
These
all.
eyes. These are bleach. They say bleach works. It doesn't.
Keep them on at all costs. Anyway, thanks very much for watching the show this week. And enjoy the derby if you're a red, if you're a blue. I really hope you don't. Present company accepted, but really. Thanks for watching and we'll see you after the match. Cheers.